Good evening. The time is 6:30. The date is October 12th. I would like to call this regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Snyder.
Here.
McCall.
Here.
Garrett.
Here.
James.
Here.
Chase.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Next, item number 3, minutes. May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of August 24th, 2021 and September 14th, 2021.
Thank you. I have a motion.
Second.
Great. Okay, it has been moved by Commissioner Chase, seconded by Commissioner James. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Next, item 4, citizen comments. At this time, we invite the public to come and speak on any agenda item or any other item as part of city business. We ask that you do limit your time to 3 minutes, and please state your name. If there's anyone who would like to speak, you may come up now.
If I could, is this an opportunity to ask questions, that's a procedural question, or is that something else? That's one.
Right, that's something you do as staff. You have time to have comments, but it's not a dialogue.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. All right, seeing and hearing none, I will go ahead and close citizen comments. Next, item number 5, consent agenda.
I make
Yeah.
a motion to approve consent agenda item 5A.
Right, thank you. There's been a motion.
Second.
And there has been a second. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next, item 6. 6A, considerable possible action. A, CTX Park, final plat, sub-21-1092, 1.105 acres, 1 commercial lot for property located at 1850 Goforth Road. Mr. Atkinson.
All right. It sounds like you can probably hear me. Okay, so the reason why we have this plat specifically on consider possible action and not normally like we have on consent is because this is a plat that's going through the process, a development, if you will, that when they started doing their development out there on Goforth Road as a batting cage property, they didn't realize they were under a non-annexation development agreement and that they were going to be annexed. So we are almost done reviewing the plat, and there's just 2 minor changes that need to be addressed. And so we're asking y'all have the authority to approve plats with conditions. We are asking y'all to allow us as staff to work with the applicant to make the minor change from planning director on the signature block to the Planning and Zoning Commission chairperson, and to add a 5-foot right-of-way dedication to the plat drawing. Those are the only 2 things that are left remaining, and it'll help. We can probably get it wrapped up this week or the next, and then just take it down to the to the county for recordation. Any questions?
Any questions for staff? Okay, if there are no questions, may I have a motion?
Point of preliminary inquiry. When we make the motion to approve, does it need to include specific the language here? Or try to say with the 2 conditions outlined by staff?
Yeah, yes, please. Make sure you include those.
With the motion?
Yes, sir.
I move to approve item 6A with the conditions as noted here and other information by staff, which are change planning director signature block to planning and zoning commission chairperson signature block. And then last one, add 5-foot ROW dedication to plat drawing.
Thank you. There is a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Commissioner James, seconded by Commissioner Snyder. Is there any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, item 6B. Consider a request by Garofolo Properties, LLC, to construct an approximately 1,650 square foot drive-through car wash, associated dumpster enclosure, and site plan for property located at 1051 East FM 150 within the FM 150 East Overlay District. Scrubs Car Wash, CUP 210033. Mr. Atkinson.
I'll go ahead and put myself up on camera as well. All right, let me share this real quick. Bear with me just a second. Essentially what this is it's a CUP, right? We know what a conditional use permit is from a... Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to get it up on there. I appreciate it. And I'm not finding it when I'm trying to share it. That's weird. Wait. Hey, there we go. Okay. So a little bit of back history. So with House Bill 2439 that was passed in 2018 by the state legislature, they limited our ability to be able to require certain facades and materials when it comes to areas of architectural significance in the state of Texas. Now, this is the East FM 150 or East FM 150 overlay. Back when it was created, for whatever reason, that staff did not get to the point where they actually put requirements in it. So what we do is we look back into the Chapter 53 portion of the Retail Services Zoning District, which this site is in, as a baseline architectural standard, as a rule of thumb, if you will. And this is coordination between myself and the applicant, their architect that they have hired. This is as far as we got in terms of negotiating, trying to figure out, making sure it's compliant with Chapter 53 with the Retail Services Zoning District. They are adding, they do have essentially what's a water table on the east and the west side of the building of rock facade. The rest of it's going to be kind of a plexiglass. Some of it's going to be kind of a plastic veneer or paneling that's going to be semi-see-through, and to some extent, it's on the roof. It's also going to have something resembling windows in the roof. It does not meet the requirements from the rock facade or the masonry facade facing the right-of-way right there on the south elevation. It does to some extent, but not flanking the windows. That's the only thing, if I had my way about it, I would ask them to do. But given that, because of the House bill that passed, and they were willing to negotiate this far, I think what they have brought forward on here is fairly compliant. And it's staff's position that we should approve what they have provided here tonight. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Thank you. Is there any questions for staff? Okay, if there are no questions, can I have a motion, please?
With a motion,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve item 6B as written here.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Commissioner James, seconded by Commissioner Chase. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, item 7, general discussion. Discussion only regarding Planning and Zoning Commission request for future agenda items. Is there anyone who would like to voice any future agenda items?
Mr. Chair, I do have something.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
I did give some information to Will and Debbie in advance, and I know your workload is huge, so I'm not in a rush. This isn't something you need to do tomorrow, but full disclosure, I work for the former rural Farmers Home Administration, which is now Rural Development, so affordable housing is kind of our thing, and working with populations that normally can't afford a typical single-family home. So I am kind of concerned about the manufactured housing that I'm seeing in Kyle. I, in many years, have not seen manufactured homes being set on cinder blocks. Those are mobile homes. Those are considered, from our financing perspective, and for VA and for FHA, to be unfinanceable. They are considered substandard. They will depreciate the minute they hit those cinder blocks. Where alternatively, if they're affixed to a permanent foundation, they are the same as a single-family home. They build equity. The individual can borrow against it in the future, and they have a stable home. Also, once they're affixed to a permanent foundation, in terms of high weather, wind, tornado, the homeowner is instructed to go to the center of their home and away from windows, just like any of us in our home. When you're in a manufactured home set on cinder blocks, you must vacate that area. That entire area has to be evacuated. It is a mobile home park. So I am asking, I'll get you definitions from all the federal agencies, FHA, VA, and us. And just full disclosure, Kyle is beyond our lending capacity, our population for lending. So we would never be able to finance any of these anyway. So we have no stake in this game. But just that I know, because we work with low and very low income population households seeking home ownership. And even in 20 years down the road, if the roof fails, they can't get a loan on that unit to fix that roof. They can't get a loan because it's not collateralized. And where we do grants for seniors and people with disabilities to do a home repair, it's not eligible because the first criteria is it must be affixed to a permanent foundation. So I would like to look at including some of that in our definitions.
Thank you, Commissioner Snyder. Is there anyone else who would like to have any future items for our agenda?
I just wanted to say that's a good topic. Nice catch.
Okay, thank you. We will move on to item 8, staff report. Staff report by William Atkinson, City Planner.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I will ask Debbie, though, was there, and I apologize, was there anything that we needed to bring up offhand?
At the APA conference?
Thank you. This week, we need to just double check and make sure if anybody wants to attend virtually or in person. After coordinating it with my wife, I'm attending virtually. There is the option for both. It may be easier at this point to attend virtually just because I suspect that hotel rooms have been already pretty much sold out. So if anybody wants to go, I think, Patty, you said you're going to do virtually? Okay. Let us know, and that way we can make those arrangements. So
What are the dates for those again?
November 1st through the 3rd, I believe. Yes. So I did the virtual one for the national conference back in April, and not that I necessarily wanted to work while doing it and what have you, but it was actually it helped a lot in being able to stay caught up, being able to attend virtually. It was in Boston, if you will. So it was pretty neat, but also gave me the opportunity better than I would have otherwise to be able to respond to just the general public or anybody shooting me emails and what have you. So.
And would you mind, once the agenda is out, to maybe highlight some things that might be relevant for us, sessions? I had asked Howard, but he just said, just do whatever you feel like you want to, but I'd really like some guidance. If you say, hey, this session is going to be relevant to something that's coming forward for Kyle, and I would really appreciate that.
I'll keep that in mind. Sometimes the sessions are changed at the last minute depending on things happening, but generally they have a decent set in stone kind of schedule. There are the new commissioner trainings, kind of getting your basics in for Texas. They do have that. That's a staple of one every year. Some of you all have probably attended that, I think. Maybe not, but I'm not sure. But there's, yeah, we'll take a look at it and we can go from there. Otherwise, yeah, it's 3 days. There's multiple sessions. If there's something you find interesting that you think that the city can benefit with, then feel free to watch the conference or attend it, and take notes, because if it's something that just strikes your fancy on that, it's like, oh, that's a pretty cool idea, or oh, that might be a good idea to implement, or what have you. So typically they do have a way to get the items afterwards, so you can get a copy of the presentations. So that's a good thing too, in case something you didn't hit on your notes or what have you. But it's a the conferences are very informative, but they're also very good to attend. So that's what I have on that. I'm trying to think what else.
Holiday schedule.
Yeah. So are we doing, at this point, do we have anything at the end of the month I don't think we do. I think we're trying to avoid it.
I'm not sure if you guys are planning on having a workshop, but Thanksgiving week, it falls on November 23rd. And then for December, it's, what was that? December 28th.
So if we can avoid it, we try to, just because it's hard to get quorum on those weeks.
Yeah, I know I will be gone that week in December.
Okay.
I'm out of town for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If, as usual, if y'all have any questions, anything that comes to mind that you are curious about from our perspective when we're reviewing permits or what have you, or something related to planning pops up, feel free to reach out, shoot us an email, give us a call. We're always willing to try to help explain things or help answer questions, or okay, so why did this permit get approved and maybe this one didn't, or what have you. So we're here, so feel free. That's all I got, and I appreciate it, Debbie.
Thank you. Item number 9, adjournment.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. There is a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
It has been moved and has been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. Good night, everyone.